So I was frequenting the Twitters, as one does, of course. And I kept seeing a couple jokes pop up when it regarded AI, saying, "Oh, watch out, artists, your degree's even more worthless now because AI's here to replace you." And like, yeah, I get the joke. It's pretty funny. You know, notoriously art degrees aren't seen as very worthwhile degrees. Here's something that could threaten you, blah, blah, blah. However, I really hope that people who are making those jokes are joking and aren't saying that with sincerity in their heart, because, kinda got my degree in that. Hi, I'm Kit, and today I'm going to be ranting about AI-generated art, so grab yourself something to drink, and let's get started. Now, this might come as a shock to most, but I actually don't outright hate all AI. More specifically, I don't hate AI when it's used as a tool alongside human creativity. I think AI can serve as a great tool for artists, content creators, and filmmakers alike. Now, the power of AI can definitely be used for evil, but we'll get to that in a bit. For now, I kinda just want to talk about how AI art can be used for good. I think for illustrators, AI can be used for good for non-specific references of backgrounds or landscapes, and even casual character creation, similar to pit crew characters. Since AI composites a lot of images into one, if you want to generalize non-specific background, I think getting a couple AI-generated ones for inspiration is a really good start. At least for me, it's really hard to remove myself from my reference image, so having a already composited, mixed up image to work off of, and then fix up and correct because AI doesn't really understand that tables aren't supposed to bend. I know that can help me a lot when it comes to making backgrounds, and especially making them less intimidating, because, you know, if you're intimidated by something, you're not going to draw it, you're never going to get good, you're going to keep being intimidated by it over and over again. Not a fun time. Another good thing about AI-generated art is because it does mix a bunch of features. If you need a casual character just for something quick like D&D campaign, it's great for that. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no guarantee that this design is gonna be close to what a human could make, but sometimes you just need a cute anime girl to draw and you don't really care about that. Now, the key factor in both of these uses of AI art is that these images are meant to be first-place references or placeholders, meaning that the thing being produced is going to probably be put through the filter of human for its actual purpose. And now, I think AI can be beneficial to content creators because I've already seen it benefit them. They can use it in a variety of ways, being reacting to AI-made things, using AI to make scripts and acting it out, or even just using AI software to enhance a video idea. For example, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye have made a couple of videos of them reacting to AI-generated writing or AI-generated art that their fans have submitted. And I'll admit, I really like watching those videos because sometimes the AI will produce an absolute gem, but sometimes it produces the most out-of-pocket slap to the face, and I loved that for them. Curtis Connor, on the other hand, has made a video where he chronicles his adventure of getting an AI to really generate a script for him and for his videos, and while the prelude to the AI section is my favorite part, I'm not gonna lie, the AI section is very funny, and it's not because the script was good, well thought out, and human, but because it was so jumbled, and because of the edits he did on top of it. And then finally, content creators who use AI and then base a video off of it. Think of all the different cooks that have used ChatGPT, is that what it's called? ChatGPT? To make recipes for them, and then they make their recipe and then compare it to what a standard recipe is. Or even of Corridor Crew, and their videos where they use AI to compete with one another or make terrible products on purpose, like the not safe children's toys, or I'm gonna link it so you know which one I'm talking about. I liked that one, no matter how terrible the toys were. Now, once again, this isn't just AI making something alone. This is AI making something and then humans taking it and changing it in some way, making it more human. And now, finally, I think AI can even assist in filmmaking. My main example for this is Corridor Digital's Rock, Paper, Scissors anime, where they used AI to change footage to a specific anime style, but even then, that wasn't AI-created content, that was AI-assisted content. They still had to film, voice act, green screen, edit, and probably a lot more stuff that I don't know because I've never made a movie in my life. The only thing that the AI did was put a filter on each different frame. They were still the ones who were making a majority of the content. Now, unfortunately, because AI can do so much, some people have a really bad take on the future of AI, at least in my opinion. These are the people who genuinely believe you can take the human out of art and have AI create better art for cheaper and faster. They believe that out of all things, art is the thing that should be automated next. which in my and many others' opinions is impossible since art is intrinsically human, as seen with the court ruling on only humans can make copyrighted material, but also because a lot of art just isn't just a thing verbatim with no meaning attached to it. Some pieces are, some of them are just, here's an apple, that's it. But a lot of art is typically made and impacted by the artist's natural style and the style of the art period they participated in. But this argument is mostly just another devaluation of the amount of effort and time it takes to make good art. Now, these people are arguing AI art is cheaper and faster to produce, meaning it is in some way better. But just because something can be bought at a bargain doesn't mean it'll hold up as well as the more expensive model. Think tennis shoes. If you're going to buy those cheap 5 ones, they're probably going to poop out on you a lot sooner than those $100 hiking boots. Now, first off, not all AI art generators are created equal. Some programs are free, while other ones you'll have to pay a monthly subscription fee for. And they also have different pools of ability, either being able to mimic certain mediums and styles, to how you can actually affect it, if you can only do a prompt, if you can select an area to redo only that area. Some programs can recognize parts that they naturally get confused with, thus avoiding them, such as hands or faces. Meanwhile, other ones will just push something out, no checks whatsoever, and you get a void of a face. Also, just because this art is made faster, the chances are it's only being made faster in the program. Now, you're actually going to have to put more in-front time trying to edit the prompt just right so that it understands what you want, and then editing that further if it's one of the selection softwares. As I mentioned in my last video and earlier, AI isn't really great at design. It doesn't take into account all the factors a human might, especially when it comes to character design, such as where does this character live, what does this character do, how does that going to match up with his clothing, hairstyle, overall appearance, etc., etc. Humans in some way can tell when things look right and what things don't look right, but AI doesn't really have that check in a lot of cases. A human can look at a reference image and then draw something based on it, but not it verbatim, but AI can't do that. It can't even come close. It needs the literal photo base of what you want before it can even generate it. For example, in The Lion King when Simba is falling off a cliff, a lot of those poses were made by Tom Bancroft because, you know, he couldn't just go and throw a lion cub down a steep incline to see how it moves. AI wouldn't be able to do that. It would need the footage of a lion cub or something similar falling down a hill. I'm not laughing because animal abuse is funny. I'm laughing because it's morbid and that's how I cope. I'm sorry. And this feeds back into my point that AI can't make art. It's not even in the same league as humans because, as far as I'm concerned, AI is extremely behind what a child could do. You see, not to get too philosophical on you here, because I'm not good at words, but AI can't create something new. You could argue humans can't create anything new either because we're always inspired and mimicking other works we've seen, but I'm going to say the main difference is humans can combine things by guessing, well, a computer program can't. So what I mean by this is a computer is going to merge and blur pre-existing material with one another. Nothing it's going to make is going to be new at all. For example, if you made an AI program and you never showed it an image of a unicorn, it would not be able to draw a unicorn. Even if given the prompt, single-horned white horse with pink mane, it wouldn't be able to create it because it wouldn't have the one reference it needs to make a unicorn. It also would probably botch the mane because unless AI had access to what a pink mane would even look like, it wouldn't understand that because pink is not a normal mane color, especially on a horse. It's not a normal color in anything other than shrimp and flamingo, to my knowledge. Now, if you told a human who'd never seen a unicorn to draw that, sure, they might mess things up like what the horn looks like, but they would at least be able to understand, oh, so this is just going to be a horse with its body white and its hair pink. And they'd be able to get that. They wouldn't get confused there. They would understand more or less, oh, this is a horse with a couple coloration differences and a horn, and they'd be able to do it. You see, the thing is, humans can see gaps in their knowledge, and we choose to fill it. This is why fantasy exists, even if it's not fully rooted in reality as we know it. It's how language has evolved, and we've come to accept slang or sayings or phrases. Even when using pre-existing ideas, humans can make things to reference for future makers. AI can't do that. It can't do what it can't see. Sure, it can try its best, but if it has no reference of what it's making, it's just gonna fail. As you can see in my last video where I had it draw Sue, it doesn't know who Sue was, so I just had to describe what she looked like, because as far as AI is concerned, she doesn't exist. Additionally, AI can't have any reason. Humans, meanwhile, do. art isn't fully passive and meaningless, as seen with it being used as a tool in some therapy to help understand issues the patient is dealing with. Even with art that may seem similar to AI, like collage or ready-mades, have reason. The way a collage is laid out will convey a story, message, or idea, even if it was taken from pre-existing materials, like magazine cutouts. Ready-mades were often made with a specific title in mind that would also convey a story, at least in the case of Duchamp's ready-mades. Reason is a part of these two art forms, even if the material it is made out of was pre-existing before. It recontextualizes each piece. Now, aside from the issue of people thinking we can replace humans with AI, there is another quick issue I do want to mention when it comes to AI art. And that's the issue of AI sampling your work without permission. A lot of companies and social media let AI pull from their database to learn from. And this pisses off a lot of people, as you can see with the recent backlash Discord got when they announced they were going to train an AI off of Discord unless you restricted its access. And I can understand where people get mad at this, since this can lead to people thinking they have a right to a drawing that's like 50% of your work just because it's not your work. AI did it. And in the case of you're a big artist with a large pool of popular work, it can probably get even more. It can almost be your thing verbatim, I'd say. And I don't know the legality of any of this because I don't care about the law. I've never read the Constitution. But in my opinion, yeah, don't sell art you got AI generated. That's kind of skeezy. It's someone else's work. It's actually multiple people's work, just hot glued together. So not cool. Don't sell that. Now, I can see the argument if you said, oh, but you wouldn't have an issue if I redrew that picture. And yeah, it's murky water. I'd say it's like Sailor Moon redraw meme. It's different because it does go through a human filter. It switches from more of a copyright issue to a trademark issue. Basically, I view AI art as a form of tracing, so it's cool to do it if you're looking for a reference or to learn, but that's not yours. Don't sell it. Don't claim it's yours, etc., etc. So, in short, to me, the issue of AI-generated content is pretty nuanced. I think I'm using that word right. I think AI can be a great tool, but it should only ever be used as a tool. It requires a human to interact with its results to make something good and fair. Also, if you can, just commission an artist instead of paying for an AI art account. I know that's really biased, but trust me, it's going to save you time in the end, and you can have a better expectation of what it's going to look like early on. Also, you support the creators that you already like, and they can continue making cool art for you to enjoy. Because, fun fact, when the artists get fed, they can spend more time making instead of worrying about bills. Also, if you don't feed your creatives, you're never going to get stories you want, even if you use AI, because the stories you want haven't been made. AI can't look at them for reference, so just feed your artists. So, with all that said, thank you very much for watching and hitting and liking, subscribe. You haven't? Well then. I'll just take that thank you back until you hit like and subscribe and watch the whole video, okay? Okay. If you want to see more of my stuff, then follow me on my socials linked below because I cannot be bothered to say them. And yeah, I'm aware that none of them have the same name. Sometimes Kit Rant's taken, and I just have to deal with it because I was too late to the game. Sorry. My Kofi is also linked below, or Kofi, I'm not sure which one's pronounced, but that's also linked below. If you'd like to support me there, it would mean a lot to me. I'm planning on posting some more exclusive content over there, like this video script and then some outtakes from it, or at least the ones that I think are funny enough. So the Kit Rant out of context will be posted over there. In the future, I'll maybe even do some prints. Who knows? I don't. It's all up to you guys. Tell me what you want to see and I'll do it. Okay, I love you. See you later. Bye!